Hi, I'm Taimana.
And I'm Renee.
And we're Burning Bridges Podcast. We started this podcast through my own life experiences and the journey to healing. I've always been curious about what others have gone through and the moments that have defined them.
Here we believe in the power of storytelling through raw, unfiltered conversations with high profile to everyday people.
Like, follow, subscribe.
And turn your notifications on.
Let's get into this episode.
The following episode may contain discussions of sensitive and potentially distressing topics. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This content is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners, for informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
My name's Jahzia Puohotaua. I'm a retired pro boxer and I'm here with Burning Bridges Podcast.
Thanks, Jahzia, for being here. It's going to be a good yarn, bro.
Thank you for having me.
I reached out to you, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I got a lead for you from a good friend of mine back home in New Zealand, old Coley. Told me about you and that you had retired from boxing, medically retired. We'll get more into that bit into the podcast. Share with us how you grew up, where you grew up.
Yeah, bro, sweet. I'm from Whanganui in New Zealand. It's like a smallish town, not too small, but yeah, I grew up there, born and raised there, and then Mum moved me over to Australia when I was 11 or 12, I think, one of the two, and then I lived here again for about 4 years, and then I moved back, and then I've moved back again. So I've gone back and forth from back home a couple of times, but yeah.
Always back to Whanganui?
Always Whanganui, yeah. I've never lived anywhere else at home. That's my home.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. We were recently there in January this year, and that was the first time for myself being there in Whanganui. Beautiful town.
It's wicked. I love it there. It's pretty hard out, but like you just don't go to those parts. I always tell people that. They're like, oh yeah, Whanganui looks awesome, and I was like, yeah, it's just you just don't go into the parts you're not supposed to, and it's fine.
What parts are they?
Where I'm from, where I lived.
What was school like for you over there?
Oh, school was hard out. School was hectic. Like you can imagine too, when I say back in the day, like I'm fucking old, I'm only 25, but back when I was at school, like there was none of the legislations in place that are in now, like with the gang laws and stuff like that. So school was like, it was just like a mini gang, like everybody's dad was a someone, everybody's uncle was a someone, and Whanganui has one of the highest concentrations of active gangs, like for the population. So there's like 4 or 5 active gangs in Whanganui, and the town is tiny. Like it is wild. So every kid who's there, like I went to school with all the Black Power kids and all the Mungo Mob kids and the Tribesmen kids and the Hells Angel kids. Like it was crazy. Like it's a lot different now because you're not allowed to be like that anymore. But when I was at school, there was no hold bar, like you go school pickup was hectic. It was the bros over the road that were different, like it was next level. But we all used to get on. We used to get on fine, like with us kids. That's why we had punch up every now and again, but that was fine. Like that was all good. It was just learning, I thought.
So was that in high school or?
No, that was primary school, bro. This was primary school. Like, well, I had bros that would come to school and they'd drawn like their dad's patches on their arm, like with just a crayon or a pen. Like it was hard out, especially Whanganui was a little war zone back when I was at school, and the bros would fight for it too. Like it was fun. It was crack up.
Were you involved in any of them?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Not a little bit, definitely. Yeah. In my school photo, I remember, I think I was like 8, but I had a yellow skivvy on, like a bright yellow gold skivvy on, and then a black t-shirt over top of it. My school photo, and I was standing there. Thinking I was half-ass. My dad was locked up at the time too. I thought it was gangster. I was like, yeah, my dad's locked up. My dad's a tribesman. Like, fuck, it was just stupid. But all my Puohotaua family are all Mungo Mob. And then we had heaps of family. I've got heaps of family that are all Black Power as well. So it's like...
How does that work in one small town,
it's
right?
It's crazy, yeah. Honestly, it's a next level thing to experience, especially growing up. Like, yeah, it's wild. Like you go to tangies and stuff as well. But everybody, it's it's good how cordial everybody is with it, because you go to those tangies and you go to those places and it's like you got the Kazi over there who's this, and then the bro over there who's that, and everybody seems to be quite fine.
That level of respect,
Yeah,
hey?
yeah, but I think it's a Whanganui thing because it's so small, you know, like you might not like what the bro's got on his chest, but his last name is use whakapapa back to the same place. Use are cousins. Like your nannies is your nan and his nan are sisters or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you can't. There's not much you can do really. Like you can't. It's all just a luck of the draw who you hang out with at school, and then you grow up, and then the bros are there or the family's there. Like,
That's
yeah, I've got like proper blood family members in every different one, and I all go and love them all the same. It's funny as.
I actually have never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a proper thing in Whanganui. Proper thing. It's like a concentrated, like the densely concentrated gang life in Whanganui. And it's from young too, like it's always been the way.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I've got a little sister.
Okay.
I'm the oldest, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's a good girl. She wasn't like me. She didn't. She watched me play up and was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do. I don't want to do any of that stuff."
So what type of things did you get up to? Like
I took to the gang side of life well because I could fight. Like I wasn't always like I hate saying it because it sounds like a real cocky thing to say, you know. Like when I boxed, I never used to say it, but I always had in my head I wasn't a good boxer because I learned how to box. I'd been fucking fighting on the road since I was knee high, and I'm white. You know what I mean? I was the white Māori kid in our area. Like that was not, bro. I used to have to fight for my position as like you're not Māori, you're not, bro. I'd fucking get angry. I'd bridge up. I was like, bro, come on, I'll show you then. Come on, like from young. So I wasn't good at anything else. Like all the other stuff that everybody else does, I was shit as at it, but I could punch on. That was always my thing. And I gravitated to it because my old man, where I'm from, back in the day, my old man was like, he was the punch on guy too. So like I'd go somewhere and they go, "Oh, who's your dad, boy?" And I'm like, "Oh, Jahzia Puohotaua." And they're like, "Oh, fuck." Like that was my life for my whole life. So when my dad, because my dad wasn't around a lot and he was always locked up, he was either locked up or he was somewhere being a gang member. When I was young, I used to like fight for that, like to try to get that bit of, I don't know, it was like recognition from him, you know? Like
from your dad?
From my dad, you know what I mean? So I thought that by me being like that, and I'd hear stories, like I'd get told stories about my old man, and in my head I thought that was a way to be closer to my dad, which is such a strange thing, like as an adult and as a dad now. It's such a strange thing to navigate around, but when I was a kid, that was all I thought that I needed to do. Like I was like, fuck, yeah, hearing these stories about my dad, that's exactly what I want to be like. I want to be like my dad. But then it got bad because I got a little bit older, and then I was like, I'm going to be better than my dad. I was like, fuck, he didn't pay attention. I'm going to be bigger and badder than my dad. Like, and that's what fueled me. And I was just a big 130 kilo alky, just getting around Whanganui trying to find fucking ruckus somewhere. Somebody looked at me wrong. I was like fucking bad. But that's what, I'm not like glorifying it, saying that, I'm fucking big macho. That was actually what I thought my life was going to be. I didn't want to do anything else with my life. That was it. For years. But I sort of sorted that out when my mum kicked me over here.
The second time?
The second time. She sent me over here by myself. She was like, look, I know what you want to do with your life. It's like, but I don't want you to do that. And she said to me, if you go over to Australia and give boxing a crack and you don't like it and nothing happens of it, she's like, come back home and I'll support whatever you want to do. Like, I'll be happy with whatever you do back here. And I lived here for 6 years. Didn't go back home. I moved here when I was 19.
Why Australia for boxing?
Because I boxed here first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I had 4 or 5 fights here when I was young. So I'd done my high school here too. So I had friends that were already here. Like I had a place to go to. My best mate, he was like Australian champ 6 times as a young kid. He had like 70 or 80 amateur fights. Him and his family took me in when I was 19. Took me in when I was here. So I moved here to their house and boxed. And that was where I started, like, as an adult.
What stables was that out of?
So we started when I was young at No Deal Boxing with Phil Holiday. And then Raymond moved to Shotgun Boxing with Shannon O'Connell and Ozan. And then when I moved here, Ozan came and was doing training with me and Raymond just at our house in the garage because he was real close with Raymond still. And that's where I met my trainer Ozan for Allegiance. But we started, me, Raymond and Ozan started Allegiance out of the garage. Now it's a big gym with a heap of fighters.
Wow.
It was good. It was wild. I sat there and I thought to myself, I was like, I was huge, bro. Like, I was big as. I think when I moved, my heaviest I was 140, but when I moved here I was like 137. And being that big and not tall is ugly. Like, it was the crappiest look. I was so big and swollen. But I had in my head, I was like, I'm going to be the best. I was like, I always had that, like, it's sort of delusion. I was always a little bit delusional enough to believe in myself. Like, I'd look at something really hard that people would go, oh yeah, no, I don't want to do that. It's too hard. And genuinely think in my head, convince myself that I could do it. I was like, fuck, I'm going to be world champion. And I'm sitting there looking at myself, 137 kilos, like wearing 3-4 XL pants. And I was like, I want to be in the same division as Canelo, which is 76.2. And I was weighing 130 something at the time. Like, I always had that weird delusion in my head that I was going to be the best. And then I just stayed at that farmhouse. We lived out on a farm. That's where Allegiance, the gym is. It's out on a cattle farm in Redland Bay. And I didn't leave the house for ages. I had everything I needed there. I'd just go to the supermarket to get my food, and then I'd train and I'd run around the area. And I lost 67 kilos in the first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I went loopy though, like doing it, because I just secluded myself. But I think that was the thing that I drew from my home life when I was younger, when I was back home, that I was real hell-bent and set on when I decided I was going to do something. Like, it was the same vibe when I didn't like somebody. Like, if I was back home and somebody did something that I didn't like, I would not have stopped until I'd found them or got them. And I was the same when I moved here, but I was like that with boxing. But heaps of the stuff that you had to do mentally to get to that place, like, followed me to now. Because you got to do hard out shit. Like, you got to go to places that in your head that not a lot of people go to. Like, that's the shit part of it.
Before we get more into your boxing, I just want to go back to your childhood and dig a bit deeper there. What was the hardest time for you in your childhood?
There was heaps. Probably hardest would obviously be the ones when your family members have passed away. Those are the hard ones. But I reckon probably, like a lot of the people that I grew up with, it was always like your old man not being there. That was hard. Like, that was the hard thing. Like, I used to get so jealous of my mates. Like, I feel like I always gravitated to my mates that had, like, I idolized their dads, because I was like, fuck. And it did my head in, and I was like, what is different with my fucking situation? I was like, what makes him think he's too cool to fucking be by us? Did my head in for years, and that's what made me fucking... Because I feel like I've always been quite self-aware since I was young. Like, I always know what is going on in my head, but I over-internalize everything and I read into everything, and I've done that since I was little. So that situation, I probably made it worse for myself. As I sat there thinking about it all the time, and resenting it, hating the situation.
Are you close to your dad?
Yes and no. Yeah, I'm close to my dad now, but I think that's because I got babies. So, like, I try to be close to him for them and for him. Like, I look at the situation, I'm like, bro, you can't be a dad to me. Like, I'm an adult, bro. I'm 25. I got babies of my own. So I just think, be a good kuddle and I'll be happy. That'll be enough for me. Like, you don't have to try to be a dad to me, because that waka sailed ages ago, brother. I already put that to bed. But Yeah, we're close. Like, I love my dad to bits. That's what's so strange about the whole situation. Again, navigating it when I was a kid, because I loved him to bits, but then fucking hated him so much at the same time. Like, I sat there all the time. I was thinking, I just want to smash the shit out of him. I was like, I just want to fucking cave his head in. But then I love him so much that I would never. Like, and if anybody ever spoke wrongly or spoke off about my dad, I would go to war for my dad, which is so strange. It's a head fucking. Makes you go crazy, because I'm like, how am I sitting here loving someone so much but hating him so much as well? Like, but I think it's the kid and the adult in me fighting each other. You know, like, as an adult, I love my dad, but as a kid, I'm like, bro, what are you up to?
So you're close to your mum though?
Yes, yeah, 100%. My mum, I have my mum. My mum's been my mum solid my whole life. She's the best. Yeah. My mum did the best she possibly could have with the situation we were in, like the environment that we were in. I love my mum.
Even for her to send you over here as a kid because she saw you going down the wrong path and so she wanted to make a better life for yourself. So did you come over by yourself or... Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
That'll be so hard for mum to do that, eh?
And I came over. I got the last flight. This is a hard out one. Everybody freaks out when I tell them this. I got the last flight out of Wellington before COVID, before they shut the borders. So like when I was boarding the plane, they were in there with their suits and stuff, like, and plastic wrap on everything when I was getting on the plane. And then I got the last flight out of Wellington to Brisbane, and then I didn't see my mum or anybody. I wasn't allowed to see them for ages, and that was shit. But I was here.
Who's Māori?
My dad.
I can see where your childhood, your anger, you had a rage of anger towards your dad. So you just went out and fought. And if anyone messed with you, you know, because you're fair and then you're not Māori, not Māori enough.
Exactly.
You just punch on.
Oh, badly.
And you talk about your mindset too of, you know, you're coming over and you're losing all that weight. That's from a young age, having that sort of mindset. I feel that you're born like that. When people like you talk about having that sort of mindset of even when you're young of envisioning things, I was never like that.
Really?
Yeah, no. I was just in the moment. So when I hear people talk like that, because Tease was like that as well, when he talks like that.
My partner's like that. She's a real in the moment.
Yeah, like I never really overthought or think in the future or what ifs or anything like that. And so it's intriguing to me to hear people like yourselves and like T as well. He's the same. At a young age, you guys had this mind of just wanting to be better, do better, see the potential in things.
Yeah.
And I think that's an amazing thing. I mean, you said that what you said was it's like a weird, wild sort of, but I think it's a great mindset to have. I mean, look what you've achieved from it.
Exactly, yeah. I think as well, it stems from, I was always a boundary pusher. If you told me I couldn't do something, I'd go, brother, watch. A lot of it stemmed, I reckon, from trying to, I wanted better for my mum. Like young, that was always at the forefront. Yeah, I think, that was always my biggest motivation, was my mum. Obviously, as you get older, things change and it becomes different, like my babies and my family. But growing up, I used to want to be like an NRL player because my mum, I was like, I'm going to get my mum a house. I'm going to play NRL. Because I was a rugby player and a rugby league player, but I didn't box till I was a little bit older. But I used to get in so much trouble because I couldn't keep my hands to myself when I was on the field. So mum was like, fuck, I'm so over this. So I pay all these fees for you to just fucking get sent off the field. Get suspended, get sent off the field because you can't keep your hands to yourself. Fucking... So she's like, bro, go to the boxing gym. Like, if it's fucking that bad, stop playing rugby. Go to the boxing gym. And I did.
Makes sense.
And it was my favourite thing. I was like, fuck, I'm getting trophies? I'm getting trophies for fucking punching people in the head. I'm getting medals and stuff. I was like, this is working. Like, I love this. And then, I didn't play rugby again. As soon as I boxed, I was like, nah, this is where I'm at now. And it was good.
So your first boxing that you did was here in Australia?
Yep.
Yep.
First boxing I did was here. I wish I did it sooner, but it was here. First ring boxing was here. I was boxing on the road when I was little as in the sandpit. Bad. It was like my little thing. Like, it always, something was in my brain. It was with my dad. My dad was real bad with like the stuff he used to get into me when I used to. The time I did spend with him was that. Dad was always bad though. Like he wasn't like you'd go, oh, you can't be doing this. Like you can't be doing that. Fuck no. My dad was like, bro, if somebody hits you once, you hit them 3 times harder back. If somebody fucking does this, you smash them over back. Like that was all that was ingrained in me from a young kid. I genuinely in my head thought that was what was supposed to happen. And then fucking 25 years later, I'm like, bro, what are you up to?
Did you ever get in trouble by the law with fighting out in the street and that?
A little bit, yes and no. Like, Whanganui's good where it's not good, but they don't tell on each other. Like, we don't, I wasn't in an environment where something was happening over there and then you went over there and you had a big punch up and you punched him over, he's going to go and run to the cops. Like, that's not, when I was young anyway, that's not how it was. And if you were the scum of the earth. If you were going and telling on people, you were the scum of the earth. But so I didn't really get in much trouble for fighting. Like the cops would yell out the window, Jahzia, fuck off home, you idiot. No. Hey, Jahzia, bro. Like, it was real bad like that. Like all the cops knew it's because it's small, you know, like everybody knows families. And obviously police have all the databases, you know, so like they type in my last name and it goes, like, my dad, my uncles, they're like, fucking hell. They just yell out the window, bro. I remember I was in town one night and I was trying to play up on the fucking outside when the club closed. I was trying to be tough on the road. And Glenn, you know Glenn Osborne, played for the All Blacks?
Yeah.
He's a police officer in Whanganui. And he wound down his window and I was like huffing and puffing on the side of the road and he wound down his window and he was like, boy. And I was like, what? And he was like, piss off home, bro, piss off home. Otherwise you're going to go jump in the ride in the back here. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, but it's good though. That was how they, like, it de-escalated the situation a whole lot more than fucking getting the whole riot squad out there, you know? Like, but that was how Whanganui was.
You were a menace, eh?
Bro, bad. It was bad. Like I used to wake up and that was the first thing on my mind. I was like, what trouble can I get in today? Like, what can I find that's going to... It's because it's like addictive. It's like a dopamine. And I've got real bad ADD, like so bad. I got tests and stuff to go and see where I was on the charts. And they were like, bro, yeah, you're up there. You're like fucking at the top. So like, it's all dopamine for me. Like, and if it feels like I'm not supposed to do it, it's the more the dopamine's there. And then I'm like, this is addictive. And then I got addicted to being naughty because it was fun. Like people are like, oh my God, that's so scary. I'm like, that's Wednesday. That's fun as, brother. That's my ideal kind of day. You're getting scared of it. I want that to happen. Like, it was bad.
Did you have like friends and stuff that like couldn't handle you? Like you were too much for them?
Nah. All my bros embraced how I was.
Yeah,
they were like, well, they knew that if I was there, they were safe. Mm-hmm. They were safe as houses if I was there. I'd be at home sometimes, like, hadn't even gone out, and some of I call them my white mates. I'm white as well, but some of my white mates, that's what we call them, would give me a ring. Bro, come help me down to Stella. And I get picked up, shoot on down, make sure my bro's all right. It was bad.
So what did you do? You just march in there and go for that person?
Yeah, well, they usually would just... Oh, this sounds so dicky and I don't mean to, but it was the fucking truth. They'd see me and go, oh, nah, I don't want a bar of it. Because it was bad. I was never hesitant and was never hesitated too. Like that was what was the worst part about me when I was young. If somebody would go, fuck bro, you all shit. And I go, oh yeah. Whoa. Wouldn't even fucking give them a second thought. So it was... Everybody knew that, the people that knew, if I had rocked up, I was fucking keen for the mess. I wasn't trying to fucking go there and play marbles.
Yeah. Were there times where you got done over?
I got done, I'm trying to think when I got done. I got done in here. Not even at home. Not even at home. They didn't do me, because like me and all my boys at home, really, they're like, nobody fucked around with us. So even if they wanted to, they'd just cop it and then go home. But here I got done bad by all the security guards on Ocean Street in the Sunny Coast. They jumped on my head. Bad. That's about the only time. I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead macho either. I hate it. I get embarrassed. Like, if you had got me 6 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, fuck yeah, that was me. But now, like, I'm a dad and I've grown up. I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm not telling these stories to be like, that was me. This is these actual events had happened. Like, and my missus is super like, she doesn't think that shit's cool. I took her home and she was like, I understand. She's like, I understand why you are the way you are now. Because we are all the same. Me and all my people, we're all the same. They're all like me. But yeah, it's different. It's trying to navigate it now. Especially because I think about it a lot. And even I say to my partner heaps, it's like trauma. Like, I used to do real hard out shit to people, and then now I'm not like that, and I've got kids and I'm a family man. Fuck, it does my head in. I'm like, I sit there and think about it. I'm like, bro, it's embarrassing. Like, I genuinely thought that was my whole life, to be like that.
You're a product of your environment, right? And you only know what you know.
Exactly.
So what else is there for you to learn and know?
Definitely.
That's what you're surrounded by. So
I feel like when I was young too, like a lot of people, everybody was like me. So when I first met my missus, she couldn't grasp why I took everything so serious. Because something was said.
serious guy.
Yeah, she was like, what's wrong? Like, it's all good. Like, calm down. And I was like, fuck, bro. Like, nah. This fella thinks that he's fucking funny. He thinks he's tough. And then she's like, oh my God, it's not that deep. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck, where I'm from, that's that deep. It is that deep. If somebody's looking at you the wrong way, he's not looking at you because he likes your outfit at home. Like in Whanganui, they don't want to see what shoes you got on. They want to punch you in the head. And if you're not ready for it, you get done. You get eaten up. And that was, again, it's my fault. I put myself in those situations, in those environments with those sorts of people. So, but I thrived in it. That's where the problems came later in my life. It's because I liked it so much. So when I came to Norm, like I moved over here and I had a normal life, beautiful family. My missus and all her family and all her friends are lovely people. And I'm sitting here like a fucking army vet losing my mind because of the shit I used to do in Whanganui when I was a kid. Like, people go, oh, you're a boxer. I'll take you for a few rounds. And in my head, I was immediately like, fuck, go on then. Go, show me, please. I'll do you over right now. And my missus is like, hang on. This is a joke. He's kidding. And I'm like, fucking, I couldn't decipher the two. I was always on go from when I was young. And it's fucking, I'm slowly getting out of it. I'm not the same guy, I don't think.
Everything you're saying is how I used to think. You know, like, that's not funny.
Yeah. I don't think that's funny. Yeah.
No, like, it's not even let's fight.
I'm going to attack you. Yeah.
I get that because I used to feel like that too when I was younger. And it's a hierarchy thing too.
Massive.
Bro, in that environment and you can fight.
You're
You're
big
up
dog.
here.
Yeah.
You're the big dog.
Yeah.
And that's a power thing too.
Yeah. Like I liked, that's the thing that I got addicted to. I got addicted to fucking nobody playing around, nobody messing with me. But it's because I used to get picked on heaps when I was young. And I remember I sat there in the office. I was like, I will never let anyone make me feel like this ever again. When I was little. And I dug my heels in bad. And then I genuinely believed if somebody did something that I didn't like, the only way to fix it was attack them or step them out or make them feel fucking real little, like make them feel below me, because that was me. I was that kid and I hated it. I was like, fucking. So as soon as I felt somebody talk wrong or talk sideways to me, I take offense to it. I was like, bro, don't ever talk to me like that. Because I got bigger. I was like, bro, I'm big now. I'm an adult now. You can't push me around like I was 8. I'll jump on your head now. I'm not that same little blonde-haired, coloured-eyed white boy that you used to pick on. Like, that's not me anymore. Come have a crack now. And I feel like that a little piece of me, that was what drove me when I was boxing. Like, I've got people in my DMs messaging me that were the reason I used to hate going to school. Like, I was frightened of them. I was horrified to go to school because of these people. And they're messaging me. me and my bro, I'm so proud of you, my bro. That's wicked. And I'm always like, yeah, my bro, thank you, my bro. Like, keeping it nice. But in my head, I'm like, brother, you are half the reason I'm doing what I'm doing now for this message. I did everything I did for this message. So you know that I know that you know that you fucking made a mistake, brother.
Well, really, when you look at it, them doing that to you made you who you are. To be successful, for you to be that boxer, pro fighter.
Definitely.
And like, it's in a way, when you look at it, it's like, well, thank you for being a
dick.
Yeah. You said something. You said that you never want to feel like that again. Ben Hussein sat there and said the exact same thing from when he was an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah, that was on me.
Yeah. The difference between you and me, I couldn't fight. I wasn't a good fighter, but I still went for it.
Had to go, 100%. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild how everything plays out how it's supposed to. That's what I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything plays out how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Always fucking frightened. I'm still like that now. Like, I live so hard on the defense. I struggle with day-to-day life as an adult because everything has come. I'm constantly ready to defend myself because I feel like I've always had to. Like, I've never had a time in my life where I thought I could relax and let my guard down, because in my head, when you do that, you get fucking burnt. So anything that comes and presents itself, I'm always immediately on the defense. And it fucking, yeah, so again, like I said, I struggle with it today. And it ruins relationships with like friends, family, my partner, all of that stuff. All from how I was when I was a kid. I think if I could change anything, it'd be that. Like, if I could change anything about myself, it would be that I wasn't so fucking hostile. But yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing I don't like. When I was young, I loved it that I was like that. But as a adult trying to be a dad and a good partner and a family man, like, there's no place for the tools I've got in my head. It helps nowhere, but it just makes it worse. Makes everything worse. Like, I can't take criticism because I immediately think you're attacking me. I'm like, well, you're trying to fucking pick on me because if you can't beat me in a fight, you can't say anything to me. Like, that's it immediately in my head. I'm like, fucking don't talk to me. Which is so bullshit because, like, that's not what life isn't. This is what the shit part about my brain is I know what's right, but when it kicks off, I physically am incapable of deciphering the difference. Like, it is nuts. And it's because I had so many years ingrained into me and practiced it. Like, I know heaps of people whose dads were like that to them and told them to do these sorts of things, but they didn't do it. Like, they're like, oh, nah, sweet. They were just normal kids. Fuck, I practiced exactly what was taught to me. Like, any opportunity presented itself, I was straight in there. I was like, yeah, sweet, I'm going to have a fight. Like, and I practiced it so much, and it was ingrained in my brain that now, like, normal people get angry. They're like, oh, you cut me off in traffic, you prick. I'm like, brother, you cut me off in traffic, I want to drag you out of your car and kick your teeth out of your face so you know to never cut me off in traffic again. Like, this is all just people that I'm never going to see again in my life. But this is what goes on in my brain. And I'm like, what the... And then I get down on myself because I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, can you hear yourself talking in your brain? Like, you are absolutely nuts, mate. Like, that is not how you should react in the situation. I have little talks with myself all day long, like, boom, over the shoulder, I'm over the shoulder, talking to myself. Something said to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not even that bad. But then there's that thing in my head, I'm like, oh, fucking don't let them talk to you like that.
Is the thing for you is where, say, for example, you're talking about someone cuts you off, get into a fight with them. Is the thing that you say to yourself, you mess with the wrong person today, I'm going to show you.
Yes. That's it all is. That's where it all stems from. I'm a point prover. Like, everybody's like, oh, you don't have to prove a point to anybody. I know that. But in my head, I am fucking addicted to proving points. Like, I get addicted to seeing their face when they're wrong. Like, even right down to the point where if there's an argument, like, and something's brought up, and I'm like, that's actually wrong. A lot of people would go, oh yeah, and just withdraw from the situation. No, I'm like, I'm going down to the fucking wire to prove that this person is wrong and they can say that I'm right. Like, it is fucking so bizarre dealing with it. Like, even conversations that I'm not even a part of, like, I have nothing to do with them and they're happening around me. I'm like, oh, I've got to fight my way away from it. I'm like, oh, get away, because they don't want to hear your opinion about the situation. Like, it's fucking so shit.
But do you also look at it too that you don't want to hear people's bullshit or lies? There's so many people I feel in society now who are so used to running their mouth and talking shit and thinking they can get away with things and rewriting their story and hurting people, that it comes to a point is, who's going to tell them, no, you're fucking wrong. Like, this is not how, you're not normal. Yeah. Saying and doing, it's like, but then you go down that, oh, let it go. It's not that big a deal. Yeah. It shouldn't, so there is, I get it. I get what you're saying.
That's the hardest part about it, is because you know that, like, you shouldn't even fucking give it power. Like, I spend so much time, I waste so much time. My partner tells me this all the time. She tells me this, and it's ingrained in my head also. I waste so much time of my life and my kid's life and her life worrying and getting angry about shit that fucking does not even matter. Like, it does not matter. But that certain topic or that thing triggers something in my head and I'm so invested in it. Like, if I wake up, it's to the point now sometimes where I could be having a great day and I'll scroll on my phone and something will pop up that I don't think is right. And it'll fry my whole day. I just sit there and I'm fucking in my head pissed off about whatever this fucking reel was, or somebody did this in America, and like, just bullshit. Like, and it's that same thing from when I was a kid. I fucking cannot let shit go. I don't let it get past me. I get angry about stupid shit. Oh.
But at least you're conscious of it. Like, you're aware of what you're doing. Are you trying to...
I'm just laughing. This Burning Bridges podcast turned into a fucking therapy session. You poor guys are getting fucking trauma dumped on by this guy. Embarrassing. Fucking hell. Lock me up. I shouldn't have had caffeine before this. That's what my missus said. She was like, are you sure? Because you might get on there and say stuff that you don't really want to say. I'm like, bro, I've been doing that for my whole life. This is not my first radio. I've been saying shit I shouldn't for years now. But fuck it.
I get what you're saying. Like, everything you're saying, for me, I'm sitting here thinking, man, I was like you when I was your age, but you're aware of it. I wasn't. I had no idea until I'm like around 45, 47. And that's only, 5 years ago. I lived that my life thinking the way you thinking now, all that, like, but I have to defend myself all the time, constantly. Yeah. And I'm just like, and it wasn't until I met Rens that I had to pull, she made me realise a lot of things, man. Like, and it was just because I was in that environment. Or for so many years where I felt like I had to defend myself with everyone in my life because everyone was attacking me.
Everyone, yeah. But that, and that's exactly like you said, that's exactly how it is. A lot of people don't realise that there's a difference between being in an environment where you think everybody's attacking you and then being in an environment where everyone is. Like, a lot of people don't know what that feels like. Like, yeah, you might get here and there, you might get a few niggly things. But when you grow up in an environment that's toxic like that, everyone around you's like that, you know no better. Like, it's not like I feel like this is happening. No, it is actually happening. Your nervous system is reacting to it happening. So anything that is similar to making you feel that way gets the exact same reaction. It doesn't, your brain doesn't decipher and go, oh, this has happened. Now I feel like this, but he probably doesn't mean that. Fuck no. Your brain, from a kid defending yourself, having to, your brain just goes, boom. I'm on go. I'm ready to go now. And it's fucking so shit. Like, I feel like I sit down, I'm like, oh, I just wish I could just fucking breathe. Like, please, just let me relax just one time in my life. Like, I just sit there and I can just look into nothingness. Just my head's just going. It is nuts. You do what you can in the environment that you're in. And unfortunately, my parents weren't in the best of environments. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard because you don't want to be a dick, but
this is where you're breaking cycles, right? When you talk about, I mean, you think of what your dad's upbringing was like and his dad's upbringing was like, and then you get to you and you're changing that cycle. And that's what we talk about a lot on here in this day and age, how men are breaking those cycles.
Definitely. I feel like we're in one of the first eras ever where dads are far more present, loving, fucking, you know what I mean? It's like we're a whole different breed of dad. And it has come from what you said, deciding to break the cycle. You know what I mean? Like, my dad's generation, they did not break the cycle. They knew no better, which is sad. They didn't grow up in that era. Look at all the tools and utilities we've got.
That's right.
We don't have what they had nothing back in the day. So it's like that weird selfish feeling when you, especially for me, because I can't hold anything against them even though I want to, because I'm like, you fucking had it so shit too. Like, I get emotional when I think about that. Like, I get angry at my dad for how he was with me, but then I'm like, fuck, that how you were with my koro. Like, fuck, that was fucking, mine is marbles and tiddlywinks compared to his upbringing.
Do you think your father had it rougher? He's been a better father than his father?
No.
No?
No, I know for a fact. My dad was, he didn't even attempt. The only thing he didn't do, my dad never hit us. My dad never hit us. My dad could scrap. Was an OG rumbler, but never hit me or my mum, which I'm proud of him for that.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
He never hit my mum. And my mum was fucking hard out too. She's hard out. She wasn't a soft woman by any means, and he still didn't hit her, which is fucking great. Especially, you look back back in New Zealand and back in those days, that was the norm. Fucking everybody's koro or uncle, in my era has got a koro or uncle who was smashing over their missus. Like, that was just a fucking normal thing. And my dad didn't. So that was always one thing that I could give him props for.
If there's a question you'd like to ask your dad that you're afraid to ask, what would that question be? Put your feelings sort of aside of if you'd be able to cope with it. What would that question be?
The question I'd ask my dad is, my dad had the ultimatum. This is what's annoying as well. My dad had the choice to stay and be our dad. He just wasn't allowed to be a gang member. And I would always want to know why he didn't choose us. That fucking burns me so much. Because he had the choice. It wasn't like he had no choice. He had the choice. He could stay and be our dad. Just wasn't allowed to be a gang member. And he chose otherwise. That burns me. That's why I resent him more.
And knowing your father, what would you think your father would say to that? What his answer would be?
Knowing my dad, honestly, he wouldn't have an answer. He'd be a fucking emotional mess. He wouldn't mentally cope with that question. He'd just cry. That's the weird thing about my situation with my dad. He loves us with every fucking fibre of his existence. Fuck, it burns me, man. It does my head in. I will get over it. I'll get over it as I get older. But
I don't think we ever get over it until we face it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even getting the answers that you're looking for, but asking
that to
those
the table.
questions. Yeah, bringing that to the table and working through it. Because
I think as well, so when my dad was never there, my dad wasn't there majority of my life, but my koro was. And me and my koro are fucking like this. He's my best mate. He's my bro of all bros. I love my koro to fucking death. Talk to him every day. He recently had a big stroke and I hadn't been able to talk to him the same, but he's like my best mate. Anyway, it's because he took that on when my dad wasn't there. My koro was there. It's like there were things that would come on and my koro would be the one there. My koro took me to my first rugby game. My koro coached my rugby team. Like it was never my dad. So it wasn't until I got older that I realised that was my koro's way of making amends with himself, with how he was to my dad. Because I know for a fact my koro was not the same person that I've known my koro as. I've never known my koro as this person. You know, you get older, you learn things, you know what I mean? He, in his head, to fix all the bad shit that he'd done, he changed that with me. Through me. My partner said to me, she's like, I love your koro so much, he's so awesome. And then one day, like recently, I was like, my koro wasn't always like that. That wasn't always who my koro was.
yeah, it's the seasons of life that we go through, Being a young man, a young father, and whatever you do as a father, then if you're not sort of like the best father figure, role model, and you get to redeem that being a koro. And it's never too late as long as he's made that change. He made that change for you.
Definitely.
Obviously, it didn't happen for your father. He couldn't be that father your dad wanted him to be or he wanted to be or anything like that. But without knowing reasons or having reasons for it, at the end, he become that person for you. And now your father's been that for your children.
My dad loves my babies to the death, which is great. And they love him too, which is good too. So I made that effort with them to know him. My koro knows me. My koro knows everything because he's my homie.
So that would be the person that you kind of looked up to growing up?
100% was always my koro. And but my koro was one of those people with me as well. He gave me like a good mixture of like the values of what to be like, but he also let me be me. Like my koro wasn't strict on fucking, you gotta be like this, you gotta be like that. Like he let me be naughty. He knew I was gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't fucking, and he always had my back. Like always had my back. I could be fucking standing in the docks because I'd done the most horrific crime and he'd still stand behind me and have my back. And he was like that since I was young. But koro always like was uplifting, but taught me all the necessary things, you know, that your Māori koro would teach you, which was great. I fucking loved that. That's why I feel like I love my Māori side. I say Māori side like I've got a side. I'm just fucking Māori. That's it. I've always been hard out Māori, but that's because of my koro. But yeah, I loved my time with my koro. He's the man. My dad's been real good. I feel like that's good for them too as well. There's been a lot of good like healing, I suppose, from between them two. Because my dad's there. My dad's the only one of his siblings in Whanganui. And with my nan. So he's fucking picked up the load heaps with helping and making sure koro's all good. Yeah, funny little fucking family that I've got, bro. Head butt a wall, fucking rah. Love them to bits, but fucking hell. We're all the same. We're all hostile messes. It is fucked. You can cut the tension with a knife in a room when we're all in there. It's bad. Oh, bro, that goes. One person says the wrong thing and fucking, oh my God. Then it's World War II and then boom, this one goes, my nan's going. It's crack up, man.
You were talking earlier about with your partner now and her family, how really nice they are. For you, it would have been such a different world for you, being around the different people like that.
It was a culture shock is what I'd call it. It was definitely a culture shock because they're just like nice. Like, that's all like you know what I mean? Like they're just nice. Like that was it. Not that I'm saying that my family aren't nice. They're the fucking loveliest people you'll ever meet. But there's always that difference. Like, you know, there's a difference between the two. Like my missus is Australian and their lives was so PG compared to mine. Like some of the stories I've told them, they cannot believe it, that is real. I'm like, bro, that is a norm for most people. Like most people you meet from where I'm from, exact same, if not worse. I've actually got like quite a mild situation compared to some of my bros. Like and it was such a shock when I got into the, like when I met them all. Just love just nice people. Like there's no malice. That was the thing that I couldn't grasp. Like we're just all talking to each other and there's no like sly dig. Well, there's no fucking little, you know, like little sneak fucking backdoor comments. You know what I mean? Like it was so odd to me. Like, and somebody would say something in the family and I'm like, fucking why did they say that for? And mom's is like, honey, what? Like, we don't do that. Like we don't do that. It's all good. Like fucking, you don't have to be on the defense all the time. One of those things, eh?
So they took to you straight away, pretty much?
Definitely, yeah. Because I'm like, I like to say it. Look, and I'm old enough and man enough to admit I'm a little bit fucked in the head. Yes, but I'm so loving. Like if I love you to absolute bits.
Loyalty.
Yeah, to the bone, like to the absolute graveyard loyal. And I love you to bits and I love you passionately and hard. I love everybody that I love. And they took to that. Obviously, as the years go by, you know, they see the fucking cracks. They're like, hey, there's this fella. Hey, welcome. Who's this fella we haven't met before? But yeah, they love me. They love me. I love them. But I feel like that's why they love me, is because they know I love them. Like, and there's real black and white with me. Like, there's no grey area. Like, if I love you, I love you. If I don't, I don't even speak to you or acknowledge that you're there. And I feel like they love me for that.
So is all her family here?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And you got family here as well?
Yeah, my mum and my sister.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
My mum lives with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mum lives at my house. It's good. But me and her we butt heads, man. I'm like my mum. I for my whole life thought I was like my dad. Nah, bro. Nah. I sit there and I'm like, bro, we're the same. Mum comes out, she'll say something to me and we both get butthurt about it. We both get upset about it. And I'm like, fucking get away, mum. I was like, bro, you're like me. I'm like you. We're not gonna see eye to eye to this. We just sit there and do non-verbal passive-aggressive cues to each other. It's cracked. But yeah, I love my mum. I genuinely thought my whole life, I reckon 22 years. I was like, fuck, I'm like my dad. Fuck, I'm exactly like my dad. Then she moves into my house and I'm like, hang on a minute. Something's not adding up, mum. I was like, it's actually you. Actually, me and you are the same. Am I sensing you're the problem here, mum? And she's like, fuck off. But I like that we have that relationship to me and my mum.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's because she was young. You know what I mean? She was young when she had me. She was still she was still a young kid, young adult growing up. So I grew up with a young mum, which was cool.
And you're a young parent as well.
I liked that. I wanted to be a young dad because I was the first out of all my bros to have babies. And now, now I've got 2.
Yeah, I was 18 when I had my first. I had 4 kids at 24.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's hard out.
Bro.
That would have been hard out, bro.
It was. It was a struggle financially.
Definitely.
And I think where I sort of found it hard being a young dad was, especially with my eldest when he was in primary school and all the other parents, they're like 10 years older than me, you know, and I had nothing in common. You take your kid to a birthday party and I'm there and there's like, I'm a kid myself.
Yeah.
and the other parents, they're all old.
Yeah.
They were old to me.
Yeah.
And they all had careers and it's like I had nothing going for me other than my family, and I just felt out of place.
Yeah, bro.
Uncomfortable.
That's it, bro. I get that now. I got that now with my missus. When I first met my missus, because she was 25 and I just turned 20. I think I met her like 2 weeks after my 20th birthday. So I was green as, and it was the shittest feeling. It still is, you know, like I'm still finding my feet now. And, you know, all of her people, you know, they all bought houses, they all own houses, own the caravans, got the cracker career, you know what I mean, making all the money. And then I was here. She took the chance of me being a boxer. She's like, nah. I told her, I was like, I'm going to be the fucking best on the planet. You watch. She believed me.
Yeah.
She did. She believed in me. She had my back the whole way. And then when we got the news about my retirement, the cyst on my brain, fuck, that made me feel so shit about myself. Because we'd worked the last 5 years together to get to that point where I was in the running. That was where I was going. I was in the trajectory to be fucking, in my head, and I believed it too. And a lot of people did, that I was going to be one of the next best things. I was going to come out and I was going to do great things in the sport. Not, you know, whether I was the best of the best or not. I knew I would have had a great career. Would have made good money for my family. So when that came crumbling down, it brought up that same feeling that I had. Like, and I got a lot of people, bro. I got a lot of people that would sit there and laugh about what I do. Because I always aim high. I never shoot mid. I don't shoot mid-range. Like, I'm either going to fail real hard or win real hard. And that's the only way I'll ever live my life. I will never shoot mediocre. No way. But it looks bad. Like, not bad, but, you know, people judge that. They're like, oh, here he goes. He's doing something else again. Like, oh, he's doing this. What's he doing now? Why doesn't he just go to work and stay there for the next fucking 40 years? Not a chance, brother. That is not for me. I will shoot until it's basic algorithm.
Well,
it's gonna hit one day. It's gotta hit one day, brother. You just gotta keep going.
Well, it'll be like someone will say to you, you need a rest. Rest is for the average. I'm the average.
Yeah. I can't rest.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It makes me sick. And I think that all the time. I've had little moments where I've sat there and I'm like, fuck. I should just do something fucking normal. I just do normal shit, bro. Like, what are you doing, you fucking Fruit Loop? This is what I'm sitting here talking to myself about. And I honestly, for the life of me, can't bring myself to it. Like, with my business that I'm starting now, that I've started, doing like online coaching, personal training and stuff. People, that is a career that people start fucking 6 years ago. And then they build it up for this many times. I'm starting it halfway. Like, I've started it now. After I've started boxing, I just went and started. Like, I don't.
So
people
what do
can
you
hate on
mean
me.
you've started halfway and other people...
Like, people started a career when they're young. Like, they look out for things, they start things when they're young. I didn't get a trade. I was boxing. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to be an athlete. So I didn't go get a trade. Like, I got some of my best mates own fucking crazy building companies and fucking, you know, making crazy money. I wanted to be an athlete. So I didn't have any of that. But my trade was always my ability to fight. So when that got taken off me and I couldn't fight, I fucking shit the bed. I was like, what is going on now? Like, this was always been what I was going to do. And then I've started. That's what I meant by halfway.
Yeah.
Like, I started that when everybody had done all their stuff. Now I'm starting fucking brand new, fresh at 25. And I've got 2 kids and a partner. Like, it's daunting. It's scary because I don't just have me. Like, if I was just a 25-year-old fella, you know, fucking living on the Gold Coast being the man, that's different. Who cares? If I do nothing with my life, who cares? Like, that was all I'd ever wanted. I didn't care what I wanted. I wanted to just do fun shit. Actually, I wanted to be a gang member. That's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be a gang member. And then now I've got a family and I love them to bits. There are so many things I want to be that I have to do now. It's not like, oh, I want to do this. This has to work. This has to fucking make what it needs to be. Because I've got them riding on it.
Let's go about your retirement with your boxing. What brought the retirement on, and how did you find out about the cyst?
Well, after my last fight, I cut weight real bad for that fight. So my weight cut was horrendous. And I tore a hole in my lung and I gave myself this thing called subcutaneous emphysema. So pretty much when you're breathing, there's air spewing out of the hole and it just goes under your skin. And it feels like rice bubbles under your skin, like in your neck and in your throat and shoulders. It was so, like bubble wrap, and you rub over bubble wrap. If you touched like from my chest to my neck and my shoulders before the fight, it was like bubble wrap under my skin from little air pockets. It was the craziest thing I'd experienced, like medically. I freaked out. But anyway, that happened. I made weight, most horrendous weight cut of my life. Almost died trying to make the weight.
So what weight were you, and what weight did you need to get to?
I was like 80 kilos the day before weigh-in, and I needed to make 76. But that's already coming back down from 89 to 80.
So you need to pretty much lose 4.5 kilos, 5 kilos.
In 24 hours.
24 hours.
Of water. That's not even there.
And what did you do to cut weight?
Just sauna suit, no food, no water. The worst way you could possibly do it, I did it. It was bad. It was so bad. But then again, look, that was me trying to prove a point. Everybody said I couldn't make 76 because I used to be huge. They said, no, Jahzia will never make 76. So I was like, fucking go on then, watch. So I made 76. Took the fight, made 76. I thought I was sweet. I thought I'd be sweet because I could always get to 79 from 80-something, or from 82, 83. I could always go boom, boom. So I just thought if I get to 80, I get to 76. And I was in a world of trouble. That was a whole lot different. And it definitely showed in the end. It was horrendous, but you don't get paid to not fight. Right, bills I got to pay. I was trying to be a fucking world champion, and he was my biggest test yet. So this would have put me in a better spot to do this. I had like 2 Voltaren, 2 Panadol, 2 Nurofen before the fight, and I had like all these crazy numbing creams to like try to numb my body so I didn't feel anything. But I didn't say anything to anybody because I didn't want people to think that I was trying to like butter everyone up for me to lose. I didn't want anybody. I didn't want anybody to. I wanted them to think that I was fucking in premium condition, so that when I lost properly. Like I didn't want to take anything from my opponent either. Mm-hmm. So I just didn't say anything about anything. Yeah, and then I got out of the ring, and I went home. I lost. I went to the decision, but people still thought I won. Like I was still up on some scorecards, which is crazy because I honestly thought I was going to die in the ring. I was like fucking out. Like I couldn't even see. When I was doing my warm-up pads, my trainer was like doing like throwing punches at me, and it was like, like shutter vision from like his pads. Because there was not enough oxygen going to my brain, I was dizzy. Like I was dizzy. But I remember vividly, where I was sitting, like where I was, say this was the ring here, the ring was like this. And where my corner was, up in the grandstand at the top of the stadium where I was my babies. My babies were sitting there in the corner, and I could see my baby hanging over the rail like that with my t-shirts on. And my babies were watching, and I remember sitting there in the corner, and I was like, I'll put my hands on my temple, and I will just walk forward the whole time. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna quit while they're watching. I'll never quit while they're watching. No way. I would have rather die than let them see me quit. And I was actually really lucky that he had no clue that I was in that condition. Because if he had wanted to, he could have just non-stop punched me and stopped me. I had nothing to answer. Like my body was not even fucking connected to my brain. Like I remember in the first couple of rounds, I slipped one of his punches, and I like went under and I went left rip, which is my fucking go-to punch. Bang. I felt it stick and there was no pop. There was nothing in it. I had nothing in my body. And that was immediately my whole, just tore me to bits mentally. Yeah. So I just knew that I had to walk forward. I just walked forward the whole time. Because he didn't punch hard. The bloke could not knock the skin off custard. Like, good operator, good boxer, by all means. Very odd style he boxed. And he did exactly what he needed to do to beat me. But he couldn't punch. Like, I wasn't feeling any of his shots on my head like, oh, fuck, I got to watch out here. So I just walked forward the whole time with my hands on my temple, and took it to the distance. But when we got out of the ring and I went home, we were supposed to fly to New Zealand the next day, and I didn't know any of this had happened. I didn't know any of my lung stuff had happened at this point. I just knew something was wrong because I was up the night before having like sweats because I couldn't breathe properly. And then when we got home, I remember it clear as day. I'll never forget it because it was the most horrendous medical thing I'd experienced. I had a bite of my sandwich that I made, and then it like a little bit got stuck because my body hadn't been used to eating food. And then I grabbed a Powerade and I fucking jammed the food down, like washed it down with the Powerade. And I honestly, like I went white like a ghost and started sweating profusely. And then it felt like my whole reality changed. And then my heart like tensed up and I thought I was having a heart attack. And it was like went on for about 4 minutes, but I thought it had gone on for like 35 minutes. And I was crying afterwards to my missus, and she'd rang the ambulance, come pick me up. And they took me to the PA, the big hospital in the city. And then they did all their tests, and I'd fried my organs from cutting weight. Like absolutely, they used the analogy with my lungs. You know when you leave like a dish sponge on the bench and it goes dry and then you can like flick it and it'll break? That was the condition I'd made my lungs. Like I'd drained every last bit of fluid or anything in moisture in my lungs. So when I was breathing, cutting the weight, and I breathed in, it ripped the hole in my lung like that. And then the lady said, this freaked me out. She was like, I'm so glad that you decided not to go on that plane because of the air pockets. I didn't know that it was what it was. She was like, she's like, you wouldn't have made it. She was like, if you had have made it to the landing, I would have been surprised. And if you had have, you would have been in the most agony you've ever felt from the pressure of it being in my like coming under my skin. It was insane. But even then, I didn't know about the cyst. This was not even a thing that I thought was a problem. And then they did scans on my throat. And then when they took a scan of my head and throat, it showed up, the bottom of the cyst showed up in the back of the throat scan. And then they were like, hang on, this is big. You need to go and get a big scan where you go in the tunnel, and fuck, that's scary. I hated that thing. It's like 20 minutes in there and it's like flat on your face. Have you had one of those?
No.
Yeah.
It's in a
Is
chamber.
it flat on your face?
You're in a tube. It's flat on your face like this, and you're in a tube for 20 minutes going, oh, shit house.
My son used to have to go into him to Tahoe when he was a kid because health problems and that. And I'm talking about like a 7-year-old kid.
Oh,
and
I feel bad for him.
I think, we'd have to strap him in. And then, like, I think they even, like, knocked him out because he couldn't
stay still.
couldn't stay
you'd freak
still.
out. It was like I was a grown man, and it was horrendous, that experience. But then that's when they found it, and then we went to the neurosurgeon, and that's when he just said to me, he was like, do you have kids? That was the first thing he said to me. I was like, yeah. He was like, well, there's your answer. Like, because this whole time when all this happened, I was like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to get back in the ring. I've got to do that better. And then he sat there and he was like, do you got kids? And it was in the meeting, he was like, go back and think about it, and then, but as soon as he said, I've got kids, it was a fucking immediate. It was the hardest but easiest decision I've ever made in my life for my babies. So they said that my cyst had, like, there's no pressure, like, anywhere in my brain. Like, it's not pushing on any part of my brain. So that's why it poses more risk trying to take it out than leave it. Because it can stay there, not pushing on anything, fine, and not doing anything. But if it presses on anything, I've got to get taken out. But then they were like, you could wake up dizzy for the rest of your life, or you could wake up with headaches for the rest of your life. And I was like, fuck that. I'm just not going to box. Like, it's easy to just not box and have a good life with my family.
So is it in there? You didn't get it taken out?
No, it's still in there right now.
So you obviously have to get it checked.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yearly to see if it's growing. Make sure it's not growing. But if it grows anymore, they got to take it out. The most annoying situation. I couldn't fucking believe it.
That's actually devastating news.
Yeah.
Annoying, yes, devastating.
Yeah, it was. I feel like I did that thing that I always do with all my feelings. I like block them out and pretend that it's not that. But then I see like videos of me fighting, and like I post videos, or I post like a reel, and I chop up some old videos, and it really sets in. I'm like, fuck, that's actually so shit. Like, I get so upset about it that I can't do it, because it's my favorite thing to do is fight. Like, people go, oh bro, go punch the bag, go fucking skip. I'm like, bro, I didn't start boxing because I like punching the fucking bag. I want to punch you. It was devastating, but it is what it is.
It's a blessing in disguise, isn't it? Really,
definitely, 100%. A lady commented on my post on Facebook, and I'll fucking never forget it for as long as I live. She goes to me, your kids will thank you one day. This is a random lady. She's like, your kids will thank you one day. She's like, my dad was a boxer, and he was punch drunk by the time I was 8, and then he was dead by the time I was 20 or something. And that fucking sat deep. I was like, fuck. Like, because people don't realise when they're watching it on TV, like, how serious the sport is, like, the severity of it. Like, it's a hard out sport. You take your body and push your body to places that a lot of people, 99.9% of the world's population will never get to see. And you've got gloves on. Unless you get knocked out, that's 6 rounds or 10 rounds or 8 rounds of just punching, continuous punching on your head. Like, it's gonna do something. You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta do something. That's what I think. Like,
did they say how you got the cyst? Like, was it from a lot of punching on, or was it like a health thing? Or
they said I had it since I was a kid. They said it's been there for ages. It's a benign cyst, so there's nothing. It's just a fluid.
And it can become
a fluid sac.
Malignant.
No, just benign.
Oh,
yeah, so benign. It's nothing. It's just a nothingness sac with just stuff in it. But the part that poses the risk as well is it's covered in like blood vessels and arteries. So like if those rupture, then it'll just flood my brain with that, flood my skull with blood.
So you can't have any knocks to your head then?
I'm not even allowed to play rugby anymore or anything. Like, it's not even just, I lost boxing. It's I lost every fun thing that I love doing fucking because I could potentially get smashed in the head.
Well, it's the universe trying to put you in a different path, isn't it?
That's what I think. I think I get to just sit there and enjoy watching other people beat the shit out of each other. Start training other people to beat the shit out of people as well. So that's my goal. But I feel like I just try to navigate shit as best as I can. Because it's been a year since my last fight.
And how's that been for you?
Fuck, it's been wild. Like, mentally, it's been different wild to boxing. Like, because boxing's a head-doing sport, you know? Like, I've had some of the best feelings in the world and some of the worst feelings in the world while I was a boxer. But this one's different because it's like reality. Like, reality set in so hard for this past year. I knew that there was no... Like I said in another podcast, I was like, I'll never quit. Like, and I was like that with boxing. But I'm like that with anything I do. Like, if I won't sit there and roll over and die. Like, the doctor said, oh, you can't box. So I'm going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to just sit there and live a mediocre life for the next 40, 50, 60 years. Fuck no way. No way. I'm going to go find something else to be the best at. And if that doesn't work, I'll find another thing to go be the best at. That's that delusion. I put up a post the other day and it was like, delusional enough to believe, psychotic enough to make it happen. And that is 100% how I would sum up my brain. Like, obviously I'm a human, you know, I get days where I feel shit and I don't like doing things, but I know for a fact something's going to give. It's got to give. It is got to, and I'll make sure I do everything for it to give.
With that mindset, you're bound to make it work, yeah?
Definitely.
If you just got to keep plugging away and keep going. Like, I have these thoughts myself, and even with what we're doing here with the podcast, and I'm just like, man, it's just doing bit by bit. Yeah. And I'm like, it feels as though you're not getting anywhere. Yeah. And I'm like, I've got to up the tempo. Yeah. I've got to do something.
You got to do this.
Yeah, I'm going to do something.
I remember my trainer, my old trainer, Ozan, he said to me, he was like, people think that is this crazy recipe about, this is like for world champions, like boxers. You know, people think that there's this crazy recipe of why people are world champions. The reason they're a world champion is because they just didn't stop. Like, they just didn't stop. When all their friends at school stopped boxing, they didn't stop. When all their friends had kids and bought houses, they didn't stop boxing. They just boxed and boxed and boxed. But you can take that into everything you do. If you just do not stop, you know, it's something's bound to give. I'm a firm believer in it. It is gonna happen. Like, people can hate on me all they fucking like. You know, they can hate that I'm doing this. They can hate that I'm doing that, and I put myself out there on my social media. I got a bro who messes me. He's one of my best mates. I love him to bits, and he's allowed to say shit like this because he's my best mate, and he's probably just fucking ripping on me. But he messes me and he goes, "Bro, you know there's way easier ways to make money." And I laughed and I was like, "Bro, there is." I was like, "There is." But that easy way of making money is going to stay that same. Like, I don't want to go and get lowered into the ground, you know, get put in a box and just not had a crack, not tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want my kids to be 40 and going, "Oh yeah, Dad fucking could have done this, but he gave up." No way. Like, history is a real thing. Like, people remember history, and people remember people who had a fucking crack. They don't remember people that stayed there and be mediocre. So people can hate on me all they like, because it'll never change the way I think, because I'll do it regardless. And if anything, I'll do it even harder because you think that I can't. Watch, I'm going to fucking show you.
With your boxing career, how long were you boxing for until you had to retire?
Solid 6 years.
Yeah, okay.
And I boxed when I was young. So I boxed for about 3 years when I was young. And then I just fully stopped boxing because I wanted to be a gangster. And then I just didn't box. And then I came back and boxed again. But I did that 5-6 years from 130 kilos.
That's crazy.
Like, in that 5 years, I went from 130 kilos, had 4 fights, to had another 20 amateur fights, a handful of corporates, and then 5 pro fights. So that would have been in like 3-4 years. It took me the year to get the weight off.
So you had 20 amateur fights and how many pro fights?
5. And I had about 4 corporates, including the ones when I was young. Yeah, about 23, 24 amateurs, 3 corporates, 5 pros.
And talk to us about cutting weight, because we talked a bit about that, and that's obviously been part of your whole career. Losing weight, but then cutting weight.
Yeah. Cutting weight's horrendous. Like, in my line of work that I'm going into now, a lot of the things that I will be implementing, and this is from an experience point of view. This isn't from, okay, I've written down the numbers and the numbers work different. This is what I've fucking guinea pigged my body and found. That a lot of people go and lose 10 kilos to get on the scales, and then they get in the ring and they're monsters, which is all good and well. But stay 4 or 5 kilos overweight. You know what I mean? Over fight weight. Stay fit and strong. You don't have to be losing crazy weight. Because I think, I'm a firm believer, and you can call me an anti-weight cutting person now because it wrecked my career. So of course I'm going to be a hater. There's going to be pro weight cut people, you know, that like it and they do it awesome. That's fine. They can do it exactly how they want it. They can cut weight. But my opinion on it, I fucking cannot stand it. But that's because I've had real bad experiences with it. But yeah, it's pretty much like there's one fella that does it really well, the fight dietitian. He does weight cuts well, but they've got like UFC fighters and they've got a whole team there. They've got like 5 people there watching you cut weight, like at grassroots level boxing and shit. Like, you don't have a $5,000 a week team with you. You know what I mean? You're doing it fucking by yourself most of the time. So I'm not a big advocate for weight cuts. I fucking hate it.
Why can't you just fight at the weight that you're usually at, your normal weight?
The thing is because you can, say for example, your light heavyweight, 79 kilos. If you weigh 79 kilos, walk around weight, you get on the scale at 79. You're going to jump in the ring with somebody who's made 79 and now he's just jumped back in the ring the next day at 88 kilos, 89 kilos. And 10 kilos in boxing is fucking astronomical difference. Like, if you feel getting punched from a 10 kilo heavier person, not even in the same ballpark, not even just the hardness of the punches, the way somebody who's 10 kilos heavier than you can walk you around the ring is so, you've got to be a pretty crazy skilled operator to navigate around somebody 10 kilos heavier than you, especially over championship rounds, you know, like the 10, 12 rounds, and you get like 7, 8, 9 and you're tired, and old buddy across from you is 10 kilos heavier than you. You feel that. Like when you get in the clinch, you got to hold up a 10 person who's 90 kilos and you've weighed in at 79. Like, there's all those things that factor in. That's why people do it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like it's scary, like when you think about it. But obviously the heavier weights, the weight cut isn't as detrimental, but you can imagine being 53 kilos and being 58 kilos and making 53. Like there's already nothing there. So, and it causes brain damage. Like you're going into the fight after just slaughtering your brain, and then you're gonna get punched up in your brain again. Like, yeah, I'm not a big advocate of cutting weight. I wouldn't make any of my fighters do like crazy weight cuts. Like if they couldn't make the weight, they wouldn't be fighting. That's
what's the max weight cut you'll go for? 5 kilos?
Yeah. Like I felt the best when I'd done like a 5 kilo weight cut. 6 kilo.
It sounds pretty unhealthy.
So unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. Like if you go to any medical professional and tell them what you're doing, they look at you like they're shocked, like they're seeing a ghost. Like when I went to the PA and they'd heard what I'd done to myself, they were like, what? How is that? Why are you doing that shit? Like, that's like torture.
Well, they say pro athletes are super healthy, but that's not healthy.
That's not healthy.
Far from it.
No. That's, I'm not but there's so many people out there that are good at it and they do it science backed and they've got the numbers there, they got the team there, they know how to do this and how to do that. I didn't have that luxury. That's why I'm like this. Like that's why I'm not an advocate for cutting weight. So people can say, oh, you did it wrong. That's why you are like that. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm like that, because I did it wrong. Like what? Like, of course I'm going to hate it because it fucking almost killed me. Like, yeah, I might not have done it right, but still, bro, like.
It's all about the money, hey? If you got the money, obviously, if you're high up and you're
sponsorships.
Like things are different when you got that sort of scratch, you know? Like those people that are up there, you know, world title fighters, those fellas can afford that shit, so they're going to get it.
But at some stage they couldn't, you know, like
it's
at
what I mean,
some stage they had to be where you're at, you know.
And try their best, but yeah, I cannot stand cutting weight. Like I miss boxing. With every bit of my fibre of my being, I miss boxing. But I do not miss cutting weight. Like, you build the most unhealthy relationship with everything around you.
What you're doing now with your business, tell us about that.
Online?
Yeah, so I'm doing online coaching. I've got a team behind me as well that I've brought on board. So we can do everything like food, training, all that sort of stuff. That's just so I can eventually, I want to open my own boxing gym and performance gym. That's my like end goal. But I still want to build a massive like following in my online community as well. But then again, that's just where I go with my head. I just want to do the best and the biggest at fucking.
Well, it's your online that sort of will make that happen for you too.
100%.
Yeah. I've been watching your page, and I come across your GYG thing, and I'm like, that's cool. And we went and done it. Got it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's my go-to now.
Yeah.
This is me.
Bro, it's wicked.
I love it.
See, I'm wicked. Because you get, it's like quick and you're out and you just make a couple of quick changes and you're sweet. Like that's a lot of the things that I tell people as well. And I feel like a lot of people resonate with me when in this field, because I didn't just go and get my qualifications and I know what I know from a book. Like I was a whale. I was huge. And now I'm not huge. Like I had to know and learn some things along the way. Like I'm not like a jacked Greek god, had abs since I was 8, trying to tell people that I don't have that luxury, that they need to do this. Like I know what the normal people feel like, you know what I mean? Like it's hard. Food's yum. Like and if you're not doing anything for a purpose, finding the motivation is hard. Like I know that's the biggest thing I struggled with when I stopped boxing, was finding my why. I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like,
I just want to say, because you're saying that you've kind of already built that platform through your boxing.
Yeah.
So I don't think you've started late. I think everything's for a reason.
Yep.
And what we found, building a platform is all about that. Now you're doing this online, and just people can resonate because you've done it. You've been through it. It's like you're saying, you haven't read a textbook.
No.
It's just, I'm telling you from my truths, from what happened. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I feel like I had a moment when I was at work. probably like 2 months ago. And this fella that I was working with, he got angry at me because I was standing there fucking just staring into the distance. Being a lazy prick, yeah, at work. Sometimes I'm not great at it. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I was on a civil side. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, I was standing there looking at nothing. And he goes, are you passionate about this? Like, do you want to be here? Like, do you want to be here? And I told him yes. But in my head, I was like, fuck no. I'm not passionate about this. This is shit house. Like, to each their own, you know? Like, you could say I'm a fucking lazy this, lazy that, but that's not what I'm good at. I built what I'd built and it got snatched overnight. Like, of course I'm not passionate about this. I do not want to be here. I want to be in the boxing ring. I want to box. So that was that.
I mean, who the fuck is passionate on a job site? Sorry.
And what's that doing? Concreting?
No, that was civil construction. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and obviously you're a labourer and I wasn't in a machine. So I was like, fuck, this is rubbish.
Yeah, especially, when you get
It's hard out.
as labouring, I've done all that construction and labouring and
Fucking
still
shit
fixing, concreting, all of it,
Were you passionate on your job site?
No.
No
Just want the
way.
money.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
I said that. I was like, fuck, I've got 2 kids, bro. Like,
That's
there's
why
no
I'm here.
passion. This is what I got to do. This isn't what I'm passionate about. This is what I have to do. I got to be here. I got 2 babies and a partner. I got fucking shit to pay for. So that was that. But I'm passionate about it as well because I'm passionate about what I'm going into now because it was a massive part of my identity and my career. Like, I got to do great things from being like that, like, sorting my life out, getting fit, healthy, learning about food, like all of that sort of stuff. So it was like a no-brainer. And I thought about it. I was like, I will be doing myself a disservice if I do nothing. Like, as I remember, I seen the tools on my Instagram, you can see like the views and like your insights. And I used to get like 300, 400,000 views on my page, on my Instagram from boxing, like getting tagged and stuff and boxing and fighting and stuff. And I was like, that's pretty fucking sick. And then I just didn't want to borrow anything. And then it dropped down to like 10,000 or something. And I know it's not all about views and shit, but I was like, I had people messaging me saying that what I'd done and what I was doing had made an impact on their lives. And I had heaps of messages like that. I'd had heaps. And then I sat there and that fella said that to me on the work site. I was like, bro, there's fucking people that really care about what I'd done, what I'm doing. Like, I'll be doing myself a disservice by just letting it slip. Like, it's just a kick in the face for everybody else who believed in me.
Especially when you have the knowledge and experience of doing it. That's
Definitely.
That's your calling, pretty much.
And I did it all. I did everything as well. When I did it probably bad, but I did it the hardest way possible. I always did everything the hard way.
I was going to say, that was probably your way only, the hard way.
That's what I mean. I didn't know, like, there was no thought. It was just straight in, boom. Straight in, go for everything. It was never stop and wait, have a look. Nah. Straight in. I feel like that taught me so much. Like, having that way of thinking taught me so much about this field, and the things that I wanted to do. So
what advice would you have to someone that wants to get into boxing?
have a crack, bro. Start now. Don't wait. There's no such thing as the right time to start boxing. You got to start now, because regardless of how you prepare, you will be the small fish. You will be the little goldfish in the fucking ocean with all the sharks. And that was what I went through. And I went through that the old school way as well. Like, my trainer fucking threw me in with some lions, and I had like 4 fights. I said my head punched in bad. But then that's what made me love it. I was like, fuck. Going every week, get better. Yeah, this fella wants to fucking punch me up. Yeah, all good. I'll see you in 6 months. All good. And it slowly built up like that. And then I was in the ring getting rounds in with like world ranked boxers by the end of my career, from just a fat nobody. That's how I think of it. I was like, fuck, I was just a fat nobody. And then I'm in there punching on with world number ones in my division. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I could take away from that. And I always held my own too. Like, I would get stuck in. I loved it. It was the best.
You look so happy when you talk about that.
Boxing.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was definitely hard because it was my thing that I thought I I struggled heaps with my identity. It was the biggest, most scariest thing that I dealt with in this past year, because I was Jahzia the pro boxer to everybody. Still now, like I go to places now. Like I was in Cabarita the other day down New South Wales, and this fella at Woolies, he's like, "Hey bro, oi, are you that Who's Next fella? You walked out with the Mexican music." And fucking my heart sank. I was like, it got emotional. I cried on the way out of the Woolies to my missus, and she's like, "It's all good, honey." She's like, "Look, like be happy with the impact you had." There's a gym down there, awesome gym down in Cabarita called High Level Boxing, and I walked past it one day, and this was the nail in the coffin for me that made me. I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my PT stuff. You know, build that clientele base, open me a gym, and this was gonna be what I wanted to do next." I walked into that gym, and it was a Saturday, and they were doing sparring, and I jumped in there. I walked in there just to have a look, and I was just standing there watching. And then one of the coaches on the corner jumped off and said hello to me. And then all the people in there had recognised me. I'd never been to Cabarita in my life before. Like I didn't know. I was like, "What is going on here?" And they were like, "Yeah, bro, yeah, we watched you fight. You're the one you walked out with the poncho and the cherry chubba chup in your mouth." And again, waterworks. I've held it for the boys. I didn't cry, but I walked out, and my missus was like, "What happened, honey?" And I was like, fuck, told her the story. I was like, they all had recognised me from like my walkout and stuff like that, and it fucking broke me. I was like crying because I loved, but I still love it. I love boxing so much. It gave me so much purpose. I was just a little scared little kid. I was frightened of everything, and when I fucking was a pro boxer, I was like, it gave me that fucking, it put me in a position where not a lot of people will ever accomplish, you know what I mean? Even standing in there as a professional, you know what I mean? 10-ounce gloves, no head guard, with real men with real money on the line wanting to fight. You know, that's like people would dream and would never do it. And it was so uplifting when I first went pro, and I couldn't believe it because it cemented that I could do it. Like it cemented that if I said I want to do something, I was going to do it. And there was nothing anybody else could say, because I had so many people. I had so many people in my area. Like when I first met my partner and she was posting me, she's like, "Oh, there were people talking, oh, this fellow will be fucking nothing. He's an idiot. Look at him. He's just an amateur boxer." And then the next thing, I was fighting on some of the biggest cards in Australia, sparring some of the best on the planet, and like the local boys. Like I was like, fucking hell. And it gave me a massive sense of pride. Like not ego. Like I was just proud of myself. I was super proud of myself, and I always held myself high and had confidence because I didn't care. I was like, fucking all that other shit, I don't care. I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. And then it got taken away, and I was like, fucking hell. It stripped my whole identity from me. But that's what I thought. I thought it stripped my identity from me. I thought I was nothing else other than boxing. I thought I was just Jahzia, the pro boxer. But then I was like, fuck, bro, I'm a dad too. Like, I got babies. I'm their dad. Regardless of where I ever go in my life, I'm always their dad, you know what I mean? And that meant more than, that's what helped me navigate that shit part of losing boxing. Because, yeah, it was my whole identity. In my head, I was like, yeah, my babies are going to sit down and their dad's a pro boxer. I was going to have fucking 50 pro fights. I didn't care. That was how I wanted it. And then I had to come to terms with that I was just normal. Because you're not normal. You're abnormal. You're a pro boxer. That is not the norm, you know? Like, kids go to school and they go, oh, what's your dad do? He's a builder. He's a firefighter. He's a sparky, a plumber. You know what I mean? That's what everybody's dad's that. There's a small handful of people you go, oh, what's your dad do? He's a pro boxer. Like, I thought that was fucking so sick. Like, I loved the thought of that for my kids because I didn't have that. My dad was locked up. They're like, where's your dad? My dad's a fucking kaitoke. He's in the prison. My dad's a gang member. So when I changed that and fucking become something that people were proud of, and my kids could be proud of, when it got taken away, I fucking was so gutted. Because that was why I did it. I did it so I could, like you said before, change the narrative, you know? Break the cycle. Like I wasn't going to be, my kids weren't going to have that dad that was just a fucking locked up. Oh, my dad's locked up. Like I did. My dad was locked up. So I was like, nah. And then to go and do something hard like that, like not just, like I shot for the stars with my career. I put everything into it.
Yeah, that people admire. They'll admire you for being on the big stage. Even to this day, even when you retire, you still achieved it at that level.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? And that's the pride you can always have.
It's still pretty cool though. Like I like going to the fights and stuff. And because the other day, this was actually like, I thought it was pretty cool. I went and watched Liam Paro's fight for the world title. And this fella came up to me, these three fellas. They're like, hey, brother. And I was like, hey, bro, how are you? And they're like, oi, fuck, can we take a photo with you? And it'd been a year since I'd even fought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked at my missus and she was like happy because she seen it like light me up. And I know it's not like fucking about that, but it's nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's nice when boxing was shit and it was hard and I was getting my head punched in and I couldn't even see driving home from sparring sometimes because I had my fucking eyes shut. You know, like things like that mean something when other things like that happen. Like when moments like that at the fights, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it made it all it made it all worth it. Like I was sad about not being able to fight, not being able to give them more, but I must have done enough for them to remember.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like boxing's it's a massive thing in Australia, you know, like there's hundreds of boxers, but for them to remember you, like, is fucking is crazy, especially when I had such a short career, which burns me even more too. I'm sitting there fucking in hindsight, I'm like, why the fuck did this have to happen? I could have done so much great things in the sport, like, but I can't sit there and fucking dwell on that.
Yeah, you go a bit crazy. That is sad though that it wasn't on your terms.
That's what the worst part was. That's what the worst part was. It wasn't like I'd had another fucking 30 fights and I go, you know what? I've had enough. Like, fuck, I want to go. I was told I can't. And like I said before, I was never good at getting told what to do. Ever. I was a boundary pusher. Still to this day, I fucking go on ChatGPT and go, hey, bro, can you still box with a brain cyst? Like, how dangerous is it if you can box with a brain cyst? And he comes back and he goes, yeah, you're never stepping back in the ring. That is highly dangerous. And because I've already put it out there as well, everybody knows I probably wouldn't even ever get licensed again.
True.
Like legally, I wouldn't be allowed to fight. Like even if I decided, fuck it, I'm going back, legally I would never get a license again because it's too risky for the boxing federation, you know, to have somebody. But fuck, man.
And if your kids wanted to box, what would you say?
You make the decision now, because if you fucking half-ass it, brother, there is no way. You either decide yep or nah. Like that's for competition. They have to box regardless. Like they have to train. They have to know how to defend themselves. That's a given in my household. But if like my son or my daughter says they want to compete, that's a whole different kettle of fish. Like if they want to, because I know what you have to do. Like I know what you have to give to even compete. To even just compete with some of these people, I know what the level you have to be at. They'll be on drill time if they want to. But if they don't, that's fine. I don't care. Like, good, yeah. You probably enjoy heaps more shit in your life because you're not worried about fucking boxing. Like me, I feel like I blinked and missed 6 years of my life from it. But if they want to, yeah, that's cuff why they can. They can do whatever they want. Except play some fucking boring sport that I don't want to watch. They come and they like cricket. Fuck. If my son comes in and goes, oi, Dad, I want to play cricket, I'm going to go, get out, boy. You're not playing cricket over here. You can go ring up your uncle and tell him you can go play cricket at his house.
We'll get to our closing questions. My question for you is, what is the meaning of life to you?
The meaning of life to me and for me
is
my family. That is the meaning of life. When, in the biggest scheme of things, when everything comes crumbling down, you know, you you get lost in the rat race of life, trying to do this and trying to do that, trying to become this. At the end of the day, when the dust settles, the only thing that really fucking matters is your family, the ones that are there. Like I think, like my babies, like my family that I created, that's all that matters. That's what life is for me. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't have my life. That's my bottom line. I love them to bits.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
And if you today were talking to your younger self, the little boy in Whanganui, what advice would you give him?
I'd tell him, bro, stay staunch, brother. Stay staunch and don't stop. Don't ever stop. Don't ever get derailed. Don't ever stop being you. Go be a go-getter. Who cares if you're going to get judged? It doesn't matter because they don't matter. Anybody that's ever judging you isn't doing better than you. So keep going.
100% love that. Thanks, bro.
great
Appreciate that.
advice.
Thank you for having us.
I've got something for you. Like, I see you're getting into squishies.
Oh,
so
bro,
I don't know
they're
which
gonna
ones would
lose
you
it.
Like, there's my grandson makes them. He's like 10 years old.
Wicked.
So I don't know which one says Doritos.
His little side hustle.
Doritos.
That's
one.
wicked.
You want
Dorito.
that? Or there's
That's
which
sick.
one? Which one would you like for the other?
Go the blue one.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they'll punch on for them when I get home.
Yeah.
If there's one, they're going to scrap.
Yeah, that's so yeah, T reached out and said, we got a podcast guest coming and his kids love squishies. I'm like, what squishies? And then he comes home, I'm like, is this what all the kids are going off about?
They're wild. It's nuts. My daughter came home with more last night.
Did she?
I was like, what are these, honey? Fucking shit all through my house.
That's right. So yeah, well, thank you so much for being here on our podcast with us. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, bro.
And your business, I'm pretty sure that will go well for you too.
Well, like I said, I won't stop until it does. So it has to.
And for people, what's your handle on your social media?
Jahzia Puohotaua or Who's Next Boxing and Performance.
Cool.
Who's next?
Who's
All
next?
right. Who's next? Who's next guest? Laters.
Peace. Laters.
See you laters, bro.
Laters to your camera.